Never take less than what you deserve. Never take less than what you deserve. Never take less than what you deserve. I'm making this video for people that are in their 20s, right? And they're either business owners or they're in a relationship, okay? Both. And you can have both. Or you can have one or the other. You need to listen to this video, okay? And I don't come from a place of ego, but I'm coming from a place of I give a fuck about you. Jesus Christ has allowed me to walk this path. Negative things have happened to me, and now I'm going to save your ass or get you out of a situation right now that you're in, okay? What I have is a notebook and a pen, right? Or I said that backwards. I don't really give a fuck. Take notes, all right? Your standards set your reality. What do you mean by that? Your standards set your reality, bro, okay? How you treat yourself is how you allow the world to treat you. If you have a bunch of noise in your life, people talking and this and that, but you don't engage in negativity, it's not relevant to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if it's not relevant to you, you choose to block that out. The mind only pays attention to things that are either different or significant to you in your heart positioning. That's what the mind does, all right? Here's what I wrote down. If you tolerate less, you train people in life to give you less. We talk about girls, right? You don't want to dress yourself up. You don't want to clean yourself up. Guess what? Girls are going to treat you like you're less. Friends, if you gossip and you involve yourself in gossiping, there's going to be other people gossiping about you. If you allow a friend to go and talk behind your back, they are no longer a friend unless you keep allowing them access. So it's about the effort you put in. Do you put effort into being fully who you need to be? Okay? Men in their 20s lower their standards because they don't want to lose low opportunities, bad relationships, or negative attention. But every time you accept less than what you deserve, you reinforce a weaker version of yourself. Every single solitary time, and I've done it. I have done it. Let's talk about business. I have undercharged for my coaching program and my services back when I was doing fitness coaching. Gave this person a discount. They were the worst clients. They didn't record their meals. They didn't show up for their workouts. They did not show up to calls. And it made me look like a bad coach. And at the end of that coaching program, what did they do? They blamed me. Because I didn't set the standard for myself. And I learned. Let's talk about relationships, right? I've been in a situation, multiple situations, where I have accepted disrespect and still given that female access to my life. Why? Because I didn't respect myself. So I reinforced a weaker version of myself. And every time that I gave myself, I was weaker. And I didn't learn. I wasn't able to exemplify or show her the level of respect that I needed because I kept giving access. Imagine having a bad kid that doesn't obey his parents. Oh, if you act good enough, I'll give you candy. Okay. If you act good enough, I'll give you candy. So you just made a deal. Your respect is a deal now. And that's what you're doing with people. But it starts with you. That's the fucking trick here. It starts with you. You want to miss out on the gym? You want to miss out on the opportunities in business? You want to miss out on praying and talking to God? Okay, that's on you, brother. That's on you. But what happens is you're going to accept other people giving you less than what you deserve. So set your standards, all right? Set your standards. Number 2, this is point number 2. Effort does not always equal alignment. I used to be a hustler, bro. Like, boom, 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 I'm on it. And I guess I'm still a hustler, but I don't even consider it that. Why? I just call this alignment now, all right? I said this, men stay in situations because of how much time, energy, emotion, effort, and finances they have invested, okay? But you have to ask yourself, you're staying in these situations and you're not getting a return in any form, shape, or way. Is it ego and attachment, or is it alignment? If you're still talking to a girl and you've invested money, you've invested time, you've invested effort, you've showed up every single solitary day, but she can't show up for you by maybe washing your clothes, by maybe listening to you about your life. I'm not talking about complaining and being a bitch. I'm talking about just having an emotional conversation with your woman. And she can't listen to you. If you ask her to make some food and be respectful, she can't do that. Then you have to ask yourself, is this just an attachment issue? Am I sexually tied to this person? Is it because I can't be alone? That's ego too, bro. because you know what's best for you and how you can serve the world if you get away from that person. Trust me, I've been there. I've been there. Or is this aligned with who you actually are? You have to ask yourself that. And it's hard. It's fucking hard, and I get it. But until you do that, you won't see success. Now, I've also done this in business, right? I have tried to force offers. And I knew that the person that I was dealing with was not aligned. You know what? I'm going to give him this service. I'm going to show up the best way I know how to, but this person just isn't qualified enough. So why should I give them access? And I've learned this. I learned this in my fitness business. I wouldn't dare do it with my mentorship and coaching business, right? But when it comes to business and teaching other coaches, but when it comes to fitness, bro, I was trying to force people to join. And I learned a very valuable lesson. You will attract the right people, but you will attract the right people what? Through content, through being the example, having standards, which means posting a piece of content that goes against the way that everybody else thinks, and specifically how Bryson thinks. And so I attract people that think like Bryson rather than the losers. You have to set standards, bro, right? So effort does not always equal alignment. A lot of times we're going so hard at something that's not even serving us. Isn't that crazy? And we're crazy about it. And if somebody took that thing away from our life right now, we'd be flipping the fuck out, in all honesty, right? Now, we look at the first 2 points. Your standards set your reality, number one. Number two, effort does not always equal alignment. That's number two. But we think back to this Bible verse. It says, getting blown up. It says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Okay? I want you to remember that and write that down. Point number 3, okay? It says, heartbreak is a wake-up call. And so, let's read this. Heartbreak exposes where you are abandoning yourself. This is where everybody gets attacked, right? Well, no, she did this, and no, she cheated on me, and no, she liked that guy's photo, and you know what? No, she went out on that date and lied to me. Yeah, bro, but you also accepted it. You accepted it. She's not the bitch, you are. She's not the bitch, you are. You accepted that shit. I've been there. I'm not calling you out, I'm calling you up, brother. She wants to talk to me a certain way? Hey, please don't talk to me like that. No. You do this and you do that. I stayed there and I accepted it. She wanted to hide her phone when I came around for no reason. There's no reason to hide it. I stayed there. She was talking to somebody else. No, you accepted that shit. But you only accept what you feel like you deserve. It's insane to me. It's your fault. Every situation in your life is your fault. And I'm not just talking about heartbreak. I'm not just talking about business. I'm talking about everything in your life you have attracted, okay? And it is your fault. You've either put yourself in a position around the wrong friends, you stepped outside and it was raining and maybe you didn't know, but you got wet. You attracted getting wet because you stepped outside and you didn't look at the weather app. I know it's crazy as fuck, bro. I know, but you attracted it. And so a smart person would say, let me go back and think. Let me do a self-analysis. Every single day, let me just put the value in who I am by auditing myself and changing who I am. And that's only what smart people do, because smart people have the ability to change and recognize patterns, okay? So heartbreak is a wake-up call. For example, men get in relationships, they lose focus, which means it's what? A distraction. And if it's a distraction, what are you trying to do with this distraction? You're trying to find your validation within a relationship. It's a scary place to be because I used to be there, bro. I'm now distracted from my purpose and my calling. Not only am I distracted, but now I'm trying to chase a feeling. And in this feeling, I'm looking to get it from somebody else. And that is why most people fail, not only in their relationships with women, but in their business. So now you're trying to get this feeling of, I signed a client, I got client testimonials, I got results, I posted that content, I was so confident. But you need these feelings. So when you post that piece of content, you shouldn't be looking for the world to give you 1 million likes. You should like it, and you should know that it serves a purpose and that it taught you something, right? When you outreach to that client, you should know that you have pure intentions and that it's gonna serve them and yourself, right? So when you go out on a date with a girl, you should also know that, hey, I'm a good man. I wanna make sure that this person is happy, that is great, but I am not validated by if she's happy or not. I just know that I'm validated by the decisions that I make and how I court her and how I respect her and how I also respect myself as an individual in this situation at the moment, taking her out. And see, you look at things from a different perspective. Everything is an opportunity, but your perspective, bro. I'm excited, bro. I'm so excited, man. Look, and then we go into business, right? When we look at our business, the woman that we choose can play a very crucial role, especially at the start. Because obviously, once you build it up and you have the right systems, you still need to check on it and make sure everything's okay, but it will run for you. So, you choose this woman, and the woman you choose, she's gonna shift your momentum. There's a saying that I've said before: you're either growing or you are dying. Growing, motherfucker, or you are dying, motherfucker. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know that sounds harsh, but I had to tell myself this today and every other day. I have to tell myself, you're either growing or you're dying. So you have to ask yourself, this person that I'm spending a lot of my time with, do we have a momentum of seeing success, pushing each other to be better, challenging each other when we're in the gym, bouncing good and great ideas off of each other, keeping each other accountable? Or do you have the momentum of lazy? Let's overeat. Let's just go to the movies. Let's not exercise. Let's argue. Let's feel entitled to things we don't even deserve or understand yet. Where's your momentum at? Because I've seen it. I've seen it and I've done it. Okay? And I've heard things about it. All of this, everything that I'm talking about, I have experienced. I'm not coming from a place of ego. And I don't know how many times I have to say that, but I'm going to keep saying it. Okay? Point number 4. Well, let me say this first. On point number 3, pain is not a punishment. Pain is not a punishment, but it is redirection. Because if something's not aligning with your spirit, God is calling you right now to say, something needs to change. I'm literally giving you downloads from above. Jesus Christ is giving you downloads from above. I need to change something, bro. And even if it takes you a year to figure it out, that's fine. But understand that's exactly what he's doing. It's about character building. That's why it's not about the destination, but yet the journey. Okay? Point number 4, alignment requires discipline, not emotion. For men, alignment requires discipline, not emotion. Okay? You do not stay aligned by how you feel, but you stay aligned by what you do and who you identify as. And let me clear this up for you guys. If you identify as a top-tier man, makes money, takes care of his family, guess what? You're going to act like one. You won't let yourself fall short. And I would argue that if you call yourself a top-tier man, but you're lying to yourself, and then you're sitting there and you're eating Cheetos, jerking off, don't care about anybody else but your feelings and your needs, then I would say you're contradicting yourself. And I would also say that you don't actually see yourself as that, because you wouldn't be doing that. You'd be doing what's required because you know what you deserve. You can't say you want more and your actions are comfortable with less. You can't say that you want more, but your actions are comfortable with less. Seriously, man. Seriously. I can't say that I want a beautiful wife and then I'm not bringing the standards and the principles and morals of a strong husband. I can't say that I want to make 10, 20K for my coaching business and I'm not bringing to the table of content, outreach, having and bringing results to the clients that I have, showing up to calls. If I'm not acting like that, bro, then why would I? It doesn't align. It's just a dream. And I want to tell you guys something. If you have a goal with your business, the best thing to do is to set a deadline. I don't give a fuck if you meet the requirement of the deadline. I'm saying set the deadline. Why? Because it's going to force you. A lot of people, they're ruined by potential. Oh, I can do it. I'm in shape. I know I can post. I can just do it later. I'll do it when I get ready. Yeah. And when you get ready, it's going to be never. Because there's never a perfect time in life. Tell me your life is perfect right now. Tell me you don't have one problem. And I'm going to call you Jesus Christ. If you don't have one single, I don't care if it's big or small, if you don't have one single problem in your life, I'm going to call you Jesus Christ. And you know everything. You know everything, right? Now, here's an example. With business, there must be consistency, okay? Business, there must be consistency. With the consistency, you need to know the right things to be consistent in. With my content, with my intention, and then my outreach, right? Now let me break this down to you guys, because I'm gonna get into the coaching aspect of it, the business aspect of it. If my emotion is here, and my consistency is here, and my discipline is down here, because with enough consistency, that's gonna build discipline, okay? And with enough discipline, you're gonna change character. And with a change of character, the lifestyle you want is on the other side of that. But if my emotion is the head of this, then that's going to stop my consistency, because one day I'm going to feel like it, the next day I'm not. And then if that stops my consistency, then I have no ability to gain discipline. And without the discipline, I cannot create the man or the life that I want to live because my business is not intact, my mindset's not intact, and my identity is not intact with the individual that I want to be successful as I want to be. Next point, life. This is going to be probably one of the most important points outside of business. Who you give access to. Who you give access to will determine the life that you live. If you're around people that are negative, they're always complaining about life, complaining about their weight, complaining about the money they make, complaining about their wife, complaining about their kids, complaining about the path that God has set out for them, you are going to become a complainer and a negative individual that will never see success, and you will live in misery. If you're around a positive individual, they talk about the success and the business plans and the wisdom. They talk about their health and being well in all areas. They talk about communication and relationships and building more successful and positive relationships. You are going to be a successful and positive person. Why though? Because that's the person that you allowed yourself to have access to. You've allowed yourself to have access to them, and you've also allowed them to have access to you. And so it's about what you focus your attention on. I can't explain 1099 to W-2s. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just can't explain that to you. If I want to build a business and I want to be a successful entrepreneur, if I'm just talking to the guy that's making, he can be making $200,000-300,000 from his job. But if I'm just talking to that guy, he's not going to fully understand the business plan and the goals and the dreams and the ambition behind it if he doesn't give a fuck about it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't work a job and build your business. No, I'm saying you should definitely work your job and build a business. But what I'm saying is don't tell your dreams to small-minded people. There's a table out there for you, bro. Seriously, there's a table out there for you. And when you walk up to that table, they're going to pull out a chair for you. And that chair that's pulled out, that fucking table that you come to, the reason they're going to pull out the chair is because of how you treat yourself. And how you treat yourself is how the world has no choice but to treat you. And those people that pull out their chair for you and allow you to sit with them understand that you have ability to change their life, and you have power, you have success, and you understand exactly who you are. And so that's why they want you to be at that table to complete X plan. And then there's going to be people where you come up to their table, they're going to look at you, stare at you, and say, you know what? He has to beg for it. Or you know what? He's denied. And they don't align with who the fuck you are. And that's okay. You keep on moving, bro. You keep on moving. If you're watching this right now, it's probably because you have been accepting less than what you deserve in some sort or way in your life. And what I'm here to tell you is that you don't have to accept anything less than what you deserve, okay? And so all these people, oh, bro, I don't have time to start my business. Oh, bro, is it an investment? Oh, bro, I don't think I have the money to do this. Oh, bro, I don't think my parents would approve of this. Okay, yeah, it's fine, bro. It's everybody else's approval and being comfortable. I'll let you live in that. But I'm going to live in my goals and my dreams. I'm going to live in who the fuck I am and what I deserve. With that being said, stop accepting less than what you deserve. When you walk in a room, how do people treat you? When you speak on camera, do people listen? When you walk around your parents, is there a level of respect? Like, damn, my son, he finally has it together now. When you speak to a beautiful woman, does she pay attention to you? Does she give you eye contact? Does she respect you? Does she admire you? Or does she look away? Like, I can't wait to get away from this motherfucker. Serious, man. This is stuff that I know it seems funny, but I'm serious. Pay attention to it, bro. It will change your life. Never accept less than what you deserve. If you are looking to start your coaching business, follow me at HumbleBeastYT on Instagram. Send me a DM, message the word profit. We'll see if you're qualified enough to come and work with us on our team. If you are qualified enough, we're gonna create a killer business, bro. A killer business. If you're not qualified enough and you want to make a bunch of excuses, I will not work with you, because that's the standard that I set for myself. Okay? Win. We can't lose. Win.